Hello, BC. Never mind the bollocks. Here's Jarkko, and welcome to my MyVinylBar. This is the second episode of my brand new series album and its singles, in which I'll show you an album and its singles. The honor of the second album of the series goes to none other than Sex Pistols' first and last studio album, Never Mind the Bollocks. Here's Sex Pistols and its 30th anniversary reissue series. But how much more classic can an album be? Not much, I can tell you that, and more about that later, but first. I saw Sex Pistols at Club Theatre on 22nd of August 2008, and that was their second ever gig in Finland. Before the gig I thought that they would be like, let's take the money, play something and get out of here. But instead it was really good gig, and I was really surprised how well they played. They played probably all their songs and at least 2 cover versions, and the other cover version was surprisingly Hawkwind's Silver Machine, which was nice. What else do I remember from that gig? Well, some guy in the audience spat on Johnny Rotten, and Johnny shouted, "Keep your age to yourself." Excellent gig. The first gig ever in Finland was on the 21st of June 1996, when the Pistols' original lineup returned for the Filthy Lacquer World Tour, and that tour actually started in Finland, and it happened at Messilä Festival in Lahti. And I remember when reporter asked Johnny Rotten some questions like, "Why are you doing this tour?" And Johnny replied, "Because of money." And the other question was like, "Why do you start this tour in Finland?" And Johnny answered, "We have to rehearse somewhere." And the attitude was still there. And what else? Well, here's an interesting fact. I'm not sure if people outside Finland have ever heard about this, but back in January 1978, the Interior Minister of Finland actually denied Sex Pistols' work permit, so they were not allowed to come to our country. But sadly, a couple of days later, Sex Pistols split. And here it is, the Sex Pistols' one and only true studio album. One of the most iconic, influential albums in music history. About 37 years since its original release, it still kicks ass. They defined a generation, captured a feeling within the nation that simply no one else could of, and they created a truly distinctive sound. These days it is considered to be one of the greatest albums of all time. The importance and power of it cannot be denied. The original UK release didn't have a song submission, so the band also insisted that was added to the album. An estimated 50,000 copies of the album had already been pressed without submission, so it was inserted as a free one-sided 7-inch single along with the fold-out Nevermind the Bollocks poster. To celebrate the 30th anniversary of Nevermind the Bollocks, Virgin Records also released the first classic 7-inch singles, and these were the only 7-inch singles that really matter. But actually, does anybody know how many of these reissues were made? Anyway, these are said to be strictly limited edition vinyl replicas, and these have been cut from the original studio production analog masters. Also, the iconic artwork is featured and has been carefully reproduced from the originals. With the exception of legally required barcodes, the only real difference between the replicas and the originals are necessary improvements. Heavyweight paper sleeves and heavy duty vinyl. And this is the Sex Pistols on vinyl. It's how it's meant to be, and vinyl is the only way to do it. And now let's take a look at these releases themselves. First, the album itself. Here's the front cover and back cover. And over here you can see some essential facts about the album. Here's the label. That 7-inch one-sided submission single, and here's the poster. Like this. And all the tracks on the album are original material. And remember that Sid Vicious, who replaced the original bass player Glenn Matlock in February 1977 does not play on the album. And basically that's it. And here are the singles from Never Want the Bollocks. First, Anarchy in the UK. Sex Pistols debut 7-inch single is the definite punk anthem, and it reached number 38 in the UK charts before being withdrawn by the record company. EMI decided to withdraw the single after the media was furious of the band's appearance on the Today Show, and EMI also sacked Sex Pistols, honoring their £40,000 contract in full. B-side is I Wanna Be Me, and it's a non-album track. Then comes God Save the Queen. It's like Johnny Rotten's alternative national anthem and Sex Pistols' second 7-inch single, and their first for Virgin Records. And God Save the Queen was not pre-planned to coincide with the Queen's Silver Jubilee celebrations in June. Originally, the track would actually have been released in March 1977 had A&M Records not sacked the Pistols after only 10 days. And some advance copies of the A&M single were pressed and are now worth a small fortune. Even though God Save the Queen was banned from radio and TV, it soared to the top of the charts. It technically outsold the number one records of the week, but peaked at number 2. And B-side is Did You Know Wrong, also a non-album track. But yes, the next one is Pretty Vacant. Sex Pistols' third 7-inch single, and arguably their best known at the time. And Pretty Vacant was the first Pistols record to receive any real radio play. The single was so popular, the promo video was controversially shown on BBC's hit-making Top of the Pops TV show. And B-side has no fun. It is a Stooges cover version and also a non-album track. And last but least comes my favorite Pistols song, Holidays in the Sun. And Holidays in the Sun was the Sex Pistols' fourth and final single with Johnny Rotten, inspired by the Pistols' holiday trip to the Berlin Wall. It was another huge hit. And B-side has a song called Satellite. And once again, it's a non-album track. The original cartoon sleeve was withdrawn after an injunction by a Belgian travel company and was later reissued in plain white sleeve. And that concludes the second episode of album and its singles. So what do you think? Was this kind of video worth an effort? Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Please leave comments and or questions. As Mr. Rotten said on Capital Radio back in 1977, music is for listening to, not storing away in a bloody cupboard. Thanks for watching, and careful with that needle.